Hello everyone, this is Prashant, and in this video we are going to cover about your exam preparation. In exam preparation, what type of exams? Competitive exams. These are the exams you have to give to get into universities and some other programs. So let's go with the softwares we are going to use. We're going to use Foxit Editor or Copyfish. Why? Because we are going to turn our text or the scanned copies into text-based or searchable text. Now, if you have kind of what you call it, already editable PDF of your exam paper, that's good. You don't need to use it. You can directly upload it in your browser and you can move forward. The other software you're gonna use is Sheets. Why? Well, for practice and pattern prediction of exam. So let's go. Now, questions. What type of questions are asked in your competitive exams? Those are multiple choice. Basically, there is one question and multiple choices are given. So it's recognition based. You have to find out which concept is associated with which concept, which means you should be aware of hierarchy and know the name of researchers. And broadness of knowledge is tested, not depth, but broadness. How far away things are connected to each other. Okay. Each question has four or five options. Yep. And various types of questions may be asked within those multiple choice questions. And there is one correct option, and all the others are distractor. Okay. So let's start. So first you have to do is do time calculation. Your exam basically how much maximum time you can give to each question without taking away all from the total examination time. So you how much time you should dedicate to one question? What is the maximum time you can dedicate? Because if you go above that, it will take away the time from your other exam questions basically. So you have to kind of keep that in mind as well. So what we are given? We are given total time, we are given total questions and total marks. So this is the equation we use that I found from Chat GPT. So what is the time you should give to per question? Well, their portion of marks out of the total marks and into the total time. And this is what gives you the time you should spend on one single question. Cool. So let's take UGC NET. It's an exam for professorship eligibility. So yeah, total time is 180 minutes, total questions 150, total marks 300, marks for one question is 2. So applying this formula, I get 1.2 minutes. Basically, I can dedicate 1.2 minutes to each question. If I do it more then my performance gets hampered. If I do it less than that, that means I'm all good. So stages of exam preparation. Number one is knowing, number two is practice, and number three is revision. Practice and revision are most important. Well, knowing, even without knowing, you can crack the exam, but I recommend you to focus more on knowing and do practice as well. So try to keep a balance. Maybe dedicate 60 to 70% time to practice and 30 to 40% time to knowing the subject. That's what my recommendation would be. And let's see what to focus on. Well, in examination, you have to focus on two topics. The repeating topics, the topics that are asked in exam frequently, and weak topics. Topics you don't know from your subject. And what is important in exam? Well, it's a combination of the two. Whatever is asked in exam and you don't know, that is your important topic. That's what is your weaknesses. That's what will make you fail the competitive exam. So you have to remove those weaknesses. Okay. So, primacy of practice. Practice takes more importance than analysis. Obviously, in a competitive exam like UGC NET, there are 200 questions, and across 10 years, you can do the math. That's 2000 questions roughly. So, now if I do it twice a year, that means 4000 questions. So, are you gonna do 4000 questions and analyze them? It will take months of time. So, you can't do that. You just have to get into the practice. So, you start practicing right away with whatever knowledge you have. So, how do you practice? Well, for that, you have to collect all the past question papers. You have to solve one question at a time and check answers immediately for faster feedback. You note the incorrect answered questions in your Google Sheet. Okay, I will show you what it looks like. You find a solution to that question, move on to the next question, and you resolve incorrect answers later until they are correct. Basically, in practice time or in revision time, you go back to your practice questions and you solve them. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, why we are doing that? Because once we remove our weaknesses, we get strength as well. That is using the mental model of inversion. You can increase your strength, you can remove your weaknesses. Both will lead you to a better state in your life. Okay, cool. So before I start with trend analysis, I will go back and I will show you how do you practice your examination questions. So I will take a sample exam. Let's take IBAS. Well, a good for nothing institute in India for mental health, but anyway, we are gonna focus on that. So uh, let's go. So this is the question paper of 2024 IBAS. Okay, let's see. So what does clinical psychology primarily focus on? Industrial application? Well, that will be OB. Assessment and treatment? Well, yes. Behavioral changes would be behavioral science organization. Now, mental illness and assessment and treatment of mental illness uh, seems the most accurate and the correct option. So let me just check. Okay, question one, B. Also, you have to kind of zoom into your answer sheet like this so that you cannot see other options or memorize them. You can only see one option at a time. So first is B. That is correct. Okay. Developmental stage associated with Erickson's trust and mistrust. Obviously, I know it's in fancy because that's the basic. But if you answer wrong, you can just copy paste it into your uh spreadsheet. I will show you what a spreadsheet looks like. Okay, let me just brain area primarily associated with cognitive functions such as problem solving. Oh, okay. So that would be frontal lobe, B, B. Dude, if I start doing it, I will get all the correct. But let me just, okay, B. Let just say instead of B, I marked A. So this question will become important because I got it wrong. So I will copy paste it and go to my this is spreadsheet. Okay. Why does what are the features of this spreadsheet? Okay. There is exam. I will take the name of the exam. I will write the year in which that exam was conducted. I will write the question I got wrong and I will put a status on it, solved, not solved, and I will put it as easy, moderate, or difficult. That is for practice stages, whether I got it correct in one go or next. And another section is for topic. I can select which topic does the exam belong for. And that is used for analysis later. But right now I'm focusing on the practice, so I will go to here and I will write this question as such. Okay, I got it wrong. Why? Let's see. I say I suppose I got it wrong. I marked A. So the correct option is B. So let me just declare it and I will write it B here. Okay. What is B? Okay. B. Okay. So that is not solved. Now, if I want to practice it again, I will black it out and after a time period, I will revisit this answer sheet. Suppose one day has passed, I revisit it. Oh, and I marked B. I guessed the answer is B. And then, yeah. Oh, the answer is B. So that means I solved the correction and it's easy because it took me one more attempt to understand the concept or memorize the answer. So, yeah. Uh, it, so that's how you do or practice it. That's how you use your spreadsheet. You don't have to go back to your notes. You just go and do all these uh, wrongfully attempted questions and you do them over and over again until you get them correct. Okay, is that fine? Okay, you understood it? Cool. So now let me just go to my PPT and let's go. Okay, so this is how you use the spreadsheet. Now let's come to the trend analysis. What happens in trend analysis is that you try to find which topic the question belonged from. Okay, question and question leads us to our topic. For example, the topic of that question that I did was what lobe is associated with problem solving. That is frontal lobe. That comes under biological psychology or behavioral neuroscience. So that is the topic. In behavioral neuroscience, it comes under brain functions, brain functions, brain parts, and brain functions. Okay, cool. So you do the rereading based on the question and the topic you gathered so far. You have all the array of questions and topics that you got wrong, that you are weak in. What they lead to is rereading, and through reading that, you can include the new content or the example or the question, whatever it revealed to you. You write it in your notes. So you even use your question papers as a way of learning and uh, incorporating them into your notes. And I taught you how to make notes in my previous video, so you can watch that. So that's all you do. You first practice and then you do analysis in competitive exams. That's how you crack all your competitive exams. You solve questions, you revise them, you learn from your mistakes, and you reduce your mistakes. That's all competitive exam is all about. And then you get a certain score, and then you get into some university, and you may have no skills whatsoever. You can just memorize the correct options and you can crack it. So this is the master key. This is how you crack any competitive exam in the world, at least all the competitive exams that are objective in nature, or uses multiple choice questions. So I hope it made sense to you, and I hope it will help you if you follow this process. So yeah, good luck and bye bye.